The Warner Brothers panel at CinemaCon just wrapped up, so let's talk about what was revealed. So first off, it was Sean Baker came out on stage and talked about a new film he will be writing and directing called Te Amo, and it will be the first film under Warner Brothers' newly announced indie studio called Clockwork. Now, for those who don't know what Clockwork is, I didn't know what this was, but now it's been revealed that Clockwork is going to be designed for lower budget global theatrical releases with innovative marketing campaigns, starting with Sean Baker's Te Amo. They didn't really say anything else about the movie itself, but it is supposed to release next year. So Clockwork will be a new umbrella, I want to say, or sorry, not an umbrella, but a new label under Warner Brothers. So I don't know. I could see this being like a sort of form of like their version of A24 Studios. That's like my headcanon of it. Then after that, they had Jack Black come in with a video at CinemaCon, which basically talked about the development of a Minecraft movie 2. This movie was announced to be in the works, to be in development last year. At the end of last year, and I think like a couple weeks ago or a month ago, it was revealed that Kirsten Dunst is going to be a part of this movie. So I don't know. This movie I don't really care for a Minecraft 2. So we'll just. After that, M. Night Shyamalan also came on with a pre-recorded video talking about his new movie Remain, and it'll basically and he's done test screenings of it, and it's been compared to the effect of The Sixth Sense. I haven't seen The Sixth Sense. I'm intrigued. I would need to see a trailer for this because I do enjoy some of M. Night Shyamalan's films, so I would need to see a trailer for this. After that, it was talked about that the Ocean's prequel film, which I believe is supposed to be written, directed, and starring Bradley Cooper and Margot Robbie, will be releasing in 2027. It's supposed to be a prequel film that follows Danny Ocean's parents in 1962 during the Monaco Grand Prix. I've never seen any of the Ocean's movies, so I have no idea what to expect from this. So I have no idea. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about DC in a little bit, but during this time, there was a little video from James Gunn, David Cornsweet, and Nicholas Hoult talking about Man of Tomorrow and how as it says, it continues the Superman saga with a new villain and an unlikely alliance. We all know that the main villain in this movie is going to be Brainiac, and it will have Superman and Lex Luthor teaming up. So we're going to see how that goes. Then, in my opinion, what was the biggest reveal, or like Warner Brothers' biggest reveal at this panel, was the official cast reveal for the Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum movie, which is coming out in December of next year on the same day as Avengers Secret Wars. And as you can see here, we have Andy Serkis obviously returning as Smeagol and Gollum, Ian McKellen returning as Gandalf, Lee Pace returning as Thranduil, Legolas' father, something I did not expect to happen, Elijah Wood returning as Frodo Baggins, and with the 3 new additions of Kate Winslet playing a character by the name of Marigold, Leo Woodhull playing a character by the name of Halvard, and Jamie Dornan playing young Aragorn, because this movie is supposed to take place during the events of Fellowship of the Ring, after Gandalf leaves Frodo the ring. I don't really know how to explain it other than that, but we will see a young Aragorn / Strider in this movie. So this is probably the biggest reveal that we got of CinemaCon from the Warner Brothers panel. So I'm excited for this movie to come out next year. Then Sam Esmaili talked about their latest movie, Panic Carefully, starring Julia Roberts and Elizabeth Olsen, and it's described as a paranoid thriller that has a mix of Mr. Robot and Silence of the Lambs. I had no idea this movie was happening, so I don't really care too much about it. So it is what it is. Then we had another big hitter, with Digger releasing in, I believe, October of this year, with Tom Cruise and the director Alejandro Iñárritu. Sorry if I butchered that. Talking about the movie itself, and at the stage, attendees were able to get a little teaser of it, showing Cruise as Digger, having gray receding hair and a prosthetic nose. And this film follows a elderly CEO who must fix a worldwide catastrophe that he caused. This film is being described as very comedic, and Tom Cruise said this is like the hardest role he's ever played. So this movie really has me interested. I remember when this movie was announced a couple months ago, I was like, okay, whatever. But hearing what this movie could be about, I'm really gonna need to see a trailer for it, but I might very well see this movie. Then Warner Brothers wrapped up their main stuff with a new trailer for The End of Oak Street, which is starring Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway, and it follows their family, and their block, their whole neighborhood their street specifically, getting sent back to the prehistoric era, and dinosaurs wreaking havoc in suburbia. I remember seeing the teaser for this movie like a couple weeks ago, and it looks interesting. Like, I'm gonna need a full trailer to see if this is going to be kind of like a Jurassic Park ripoff, but I don't know. I like Ewan McGregor, I like Anne Hathaway, so this might be a movie I might watch. After that, New Line Cinema came on screen and came to talk, and they really didn't have too much to talk about, but let's just go on with what they got. So first, they talked about their new Evil Dead movies, Evil Dead Burn, Evil Dead Rise, and Evil Dead Wrath, or whatever. We're gonna be getting a lot of Evil Dead movies these next couple years. We know that Evil Dead Wrath is coming out in 2027 next year, and this year we're either getting Evil Dead Burn or Evil Dead Rise. If you're an Evil Dead fan and you understand how this world the films more than I do, comment down below and let me know what's the release schedule, because they didn't really explain too much, all that too well. And aside from that, New Line Cinema also exclusively showed a scene from Mortal Kombat 2, which is coming out in a couple weeks. And it's the scene that we've seen in the trailers where Johnny Cage is facing off against Baraka. That's a fight I'm really excited to see, because Baraka is one of my favorite. He's one of my mains in Mortal Kombat. So I'm excited to see this movie. This movie just looks a whole lot of fun, so I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen. After that, Warner Brothers Animation came up, and them too, they really didn't have much to show. The main thing that Warner Brothers Animation showed was their new animated movie coming out at the end of the year, The Cat in the Hat. This movie was supposed to come out in February, but it got delayed for some reason to November. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to see this movie. If not, I will watch it when it releases on streaming or something. So you might get a review from me with that. Then DC Studios came on, and as I said earlier, there was a little video of James Gunn, uh, David Cornsweet, and Nicholas Hoult talking about Man of Tomorrow. But Peter Safran, the co-head of DC Studios, came on stage and talked a little bit more about the upcoming project. Starting with Man of Tomorrow, he confirmed that Man of Tomorrow will begin filming next week. Today, we got the confirmation that Adria Arjona will be playing a role in Man of Tomorrow, so she's very likely playing Maxima. So I'm intrigued to see how this movie is going to go. I'm very certain we're going to be getting set leaks within the next couple weeks, so it's going to be interesting to see how Lex Luthor's giant mech suit is going to look. I'm so excited for that. After that, CinemaCon got their first teaser trailer for Clayface, which is going to be the third DCU film, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a horror film. I'm going to talk about what was shown in the teaser now. So the teaser basically begins by flashing scenes between a man whose face is brutally scarred, and that is Tom Harris's Matt Hagen. And it continues cutting to Matt, and we begin to see his face losing its composure, melting and drooping as he struggles with his new powers as Clayface. A silhouetted shot shows him using his iconic spike hand, showing that he has powers beyond simply chasing his face. The end of the trailer is set to the song Do You Realize, featured in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Very good song, I love that song. And shows Matt in a bathtub before his face completely loses all features and becomes a clay textured mesh of flesh. This movie is going to be a horror show. I just know it. So it's a body horror film. I'm going to need to see a trailer to really convince myself to watch it, because as you guys know, I'm slowly getting into horror. So I would need to really see how the trailer looks to try to get me to see it. Then DC wrapped up their little short time by talking about Supergirl, which is coming out in just 2 months. Greg Gillespie, Millie Alcock, and Jason Momoa, they all came on stage to talk about this movie, and we got a new sequence of the movie where Kara is on a intergalactic bus that is raided by pirates, and it slowly kickstarts an action sequence, and it ends with, Kara trying to help Crypto after he just got shot by Krem. Then after that, we got some news about the Practical Magic sequel movie. I have no idea. I've never seen Practical Magic, so I really could not care less about this. Then J.J. Abrams walked out to talk about his first film that he's directing in a long time, called The Great Beyond. This is coming out in, I believe, November, and is starring Glenn Powell, Samuel Jackson, Jenna Ortega, and a couple other people. And he wanted to make it a wholly original genre-bending movie that is thrilling and moving. At its heart, it's about reconnecting with the sense of wonder we have as kids and believing in yourself. Abrams wanted a leading man who looked like he could peak in high school, and that is Glenn Powell. He says he's never seen Samuel L. Jackson play a part like this, and there was a first trailer that was shown, and it doesn't reveal too much, so we're just gonna have to wait a little while to see what the trailer is like. Then CinemaCon Warner Bros. Wrapped up their panel with showing the first 7 minutes of Dune Part 3. If we're being honest, this movie is one of the biggest movies that's coming out this year. I'm intrigued to see. I've seen the other 2 movies in theaters, so I might as well wait and see this movie in theaters. But I'm intrigued. Like I'm not as big of a fan as a lot of people are with these Dune movies, but it is what it is. And also, side tangent, we did also get news that we are getting an Aegon's Conquest movie, which is in Game of Thrones world, but I don't know if that was revealed at cinema. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of all the stuff that was revealed at CinemaCon, and let me know what are you most excited